Welcome to the Athlete Blueprint Collective. So in this video, I want to sort of give you an overview of who I am, if you've never met me or spoke to or watched my videos before, why I'm doing this, and what is it moving forwards, okay? So to kind of give you the strap line, it is specific strength and conditioning training for the weekend athlete. So if you're somebody that has a full-time job, but you compete in sports at the weekend, whether it be for fun or at an amateur level or a semi-pro level, you want your training that you do in the gym to benefit and improve your performance while reducing your risk of injury. Now, to do that, you need to be trained in the manner of strength and conditioning. And what you'll probably find, if you're somebody that's currently sat there going, yeah, well, you know what, I've been trying to improve my run times, or I've been trying to improve my performance on the pitch, or, you know, whatever it is, you may be going, right, okay, well, generic plans, pre-wrote plans don't really take into account my needs. Using a personal trainer isn't going to work, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But hiring a strength and conditioning coach is too expensive, it doesn't work. Well, I've seen that as something as an issue, and I think I've created the perfect plan to sort of sit in the middle. Now, when I say working with a personal trainer doesn't work, I want to explain that. And please, if you are someone who is a personal trainer watching this, please don't take this as a personal attack. But as somebody that's worked in the fitness industry for 20 years, this is an accurate observation. A lot of people can do an online PT qualification. I did a search earlier, and you can do a qualification that in 12 weeks will take you from somebody with no experience to being a fully qualified personal trainer. Now, back in the day when I qualified, you had to be working in a gym, and you had to do your course as part of like an apprenticeship. So you worked in the gym whilst you did the qualification to really build it up. Whereas like I say now, you can sign on to a program. Most of these programs cost 500-600 quid, and you can bat it out in 3 to 6 months doing online learning and sitting an online exam. And then all of a sudden you are a qualified professional. And the worst thing is there's also a lot of online coaches that hold no qualifications whatsoever. And that's fine if you're somebody that's sat there going, I just need to lose some weight. Having a personal trainer gives you some accountability. They'll give you workouts that will make you sweat, burn some calories. They might be able to help you, work on a few specific areas. But I'll tell you now, there are very few personal trainers that actually understand how to program for improving mobility, stability, posture, and performance, injury prevention, things like that, because they're not taught it. And it's not an attack on personal trainers. There are some personal trainers who'll do what I did, which is go, yeah, this isn't enough, I need to know more. And then they'll pay to do additional qualifications, which is exactly what I did. I did additional qualifications alongside working with clients and looking up to my peers and going, right, what can I learn from you? And watching them and spending time with them. So I have an education of not just qualifications, but also experience and exposure, which most personal trainers won't have. So you can hire a personal trainer and they might help improve your fitness, but they won't help improve your performance. And again, if you want to work with a specific strength and conditioning coach, a lot of them charge a lot of money because it's a very specific skill. So this is what I'm going to be offering moving forwards. Now, it's important to note, this is early stages of me doing this product that I'm going to put moving forwards, right? So I want to sort of explain the product. So it will be online coaching, but there'll be two elements. There's the base plans, and then there's the bespoke stuff. So if I talk about the base plans first, so you can categorize sports based on the demands of those sports. And you can train certain athletes, although they're in different sports, in a very similar way. So I've kind of sat and worked out that I've created 4 base plans based on 4 different types of sports. You've kind of got your court-based sports, so bracket sports. They all have a very similar demand requirement. You've got your endurance sports, so whether that's running, cycling, triathlons, athletics to a degree, they will have certain demands. Although the sport is different, you take someone that runs marathons compared to somebody that does 100k bike rides, the actual sport itself is different, but the demands physically I can train them both in a very similar manner to get the same result. Collision sports, sports that require you to have short burst effort, but you've also got to have strengthened the muscularity to protect your body, whether that's rugby, American football, Gaelic football, ice hockey, things like that. Then you've got your combat athletes, people that are doing combat sports, because they need to have a higher control and use of their body, but they also need to have that higher anaerobic output. So there'll be 4 different base plans that you can pick from. And within that base plan, you'll be added to a coaching app and you'll have a program sent to you to follow in the gym. So this is something that you do alongside your skill sessions, not to replace. So if you're someone that plays rugby, you wouldn't go, right, I'm just going to do your plan and then turn up to play at the weekends. The idea is the training that I give you is what you do in the gym to supplement your skill sessions so that you can improve when you play your sport. Each of the plans have completely different setups based on the need of the sport. However, sessions will revolve around a similar sort of layout. There'll be what we call the preparation phase, which is warming your body up, and the injury prevention part where we're working on what do you need to focus on for your sport. You then have the strength and power element, which is again, what does your sport need you to do from that element of an output? Is it more aerobic, anaerobic, muscular endurance? Do we need to work on big compound movements, or do we need to specialize specific areas? You know, if I've got somebody who's a tennis player, yeah, we're going to work a lot on stability and strength of the shoulders. But if I'm looking at a rugby player, I'm going to be looking more at your hips and your explosive power. Then at the back end, it's the conditioning element. So again, if we take a tennis player and a rugby player is going to want more power-based intervals. So, you know, doing 10, 15 second all-out sprints on an assault bike or a rower with a rest period. Whereas for somebody doing something like tennis, I might look at going, okay, well, we actually want to work at agility drills, because it's that rapid change of direction. So doing periods of, 30 seconds of agility drills, followed by 30 seconds of core work, followed by 30 seconds of rest, repeated, things like that. And the program will work on 4-week blocks. Tell a lie, they're 8-week blocks. So one block is 8 weeks, but within that you have 2 4-week cycles. So you'll have cycle A, cycle B, then you move on to a new block. Cycle A, cycle B, move on to a new block. And there'll be goals of the block, which will be, in cycle 1, we might try and push your conditioning, but in cycle 2, we're going to peak your strength output. So that we're not overstressing your body constantly. We're focusing on the strength or the conditioning, and then we switch the focus. And that base plan will be a low monthly fee. And you'll just pay your monthly fee, and you'll have your program that will progress. You'll record it in the app. It will remind you what you did last time. It will give you ideas of where you need to push. But you'll also have an opportunity to do your weekly feedback, to let me know how it's going, to let me know if there's issues. But then you have the opportunity to have bolt-on. So you can go, right, actually, I need help with nutrition. You can add a nutrition plan on there as well. So I can tell you what to eat, how to eat, to help you lose weight, or if you need to put weight on for your sport, or just to make sure you're fueled correctly to do your training. Then on the other end, there will be the premium package, which will be more bespoke, where you'll have a personalized specific program written by me, where I'll look at your biomechanics, your gait cycle, your posture, your mobility, to make sure that everything is designed specifically around that. Then also your sport, where you play in your sport, what are your weaknesses in your sport. So then it becomes more specific. It will include everything. It'll have direct one-to-one access to me on a constant basis if needed. It'll have the nutrition included. So it's just a step up. So for most people, the base plans will be a great start point, but then maybe when you come into the season and you're like, right, I really need to work on things, you can then upgrade to a premium price point. So that's essentially what is going to be being rolled out. Like I said, we're in the early stages. I'm currently building this up to package it, to put it out there in the real world. Please go follow my social media. So on Instagram and Facebook is the Athlete Blueprint Collective. That's where you'll get all the information. If you are interested in finding out more, drop a comment, follow me, DM me, ask me questions. But I'm excited to get this rolled out and moving forward.